Hey friends, my name is Misa and I'm a digital creator, laser artist, and entrepreneur, and I love helping makers make things beautifully. Today we're going to use masking tape and spray paint to get this look on a really cool laser cut sign. Let's get started. One of the first and most important steps is making sure that you are masking your material very, very well. So we are cutting our paper masking to size and using a gift card to make sure that we are burnishing it down super, super well. You can see my husband here is just going to town, making sure that he is pushing down the masking tape in all different directions so that it stays and won't lift. Just a little note here that this is a score design. So this is not a raster image, but instead a cut path that our laser is following along with and not actually cutting all the way through the material. So this is a super quick way to get a very detailed design. Our sign is now off the laser and we're getting ready to remove the larger sections of the masking tape. You can see I'm just using my fingernail and eventually a razor blade to very carefully peel off all of the masking sections that I will want to be painted. Now, so that you don't have to watch me do this at the normal speed, we're gonna go ahead and pretend that I'm superhuman and get this done really quickly. So now I'm going in with a razor blade to just very carefully lift out the more detailed and smaller bits of the masking tape. I'm trying to be very thoughtful and methodical so that I don't remove pieces that I do not want the spray paint to paint. So we can tell we've got a very detailed section here in the lilac, and if I lift a piece of masking tape I don't want to, I'm trying to push it back in as much as possible so that it will stick and cover the sections that I want to be covered. We're almost done, just finishing up these last little pieces so that we can get to painting, the most fun and exciting part. Now that our masking tape is removed, I've got this clear chalk spray by Rust-Oleum. I'm going to shake it up super well, and then I'm going to do a nice even coat across the top of my sign. Really, any clear spray is great, but this is just a step to ensure that the masking tape stays down super snug and we've sealed all the edges, because don't we hate it when paint seeps in underneath our masking tape and makes a huge mess? So this is a great idea for eliminating or reducing the risk of that. So now I've done a nice even coat. I'm gonna let it sit for about 15 minutes. It could take less, it could take more depending on your humidity and environment. So I'm back to my sign. 15 minutes worked great for me here. I could have chosen to do a light sanding, but I decided not to, and I'm going to do it a little later in the process. I've got Rust-Oleum and Serenity Blue. It is also a chalk paint, dries nice and matte. Any spray paint should work just fine in this step. So I've done a nice shake. I'm going to test it to the side and make sure I like the spray, and I'm going to do a nice even coat about 8 to 10 inches away from my sign per the instructions. Now I'm about done, and then I'm going to let it sit for another 15 minutes while it dries and hope that 15 minutes is enough. So here we go, 15 minutes on the clock. And in actuality, it did take me a little bit longer. Washington is super humid. So I gave it a little extra time, and now it has dried super smooth. Looks great, but I think I want to do just another coat. Before I do that, I've got a piece of 600 grit sandpaper that will get a nice smooth finish and just knock off any little fibers that might be causing me any issues. Again, I'm just doing a nice, easy sanding job. I'm actually not pressing super hard, and I've sped it up just so you don't have to watch me sand. So once I'm done here, I did find a little blemish that I wanted to really rub out a little bit better. And once it is all done, I'm going to go ahead and set it up for that second coat. Again, testing, shaking, good shake. And then I'm gonna do a little test spray to the side to make sure that I've got a good spray. I do, and another coat about 8 to 10 inches off my sign. It's important to note here that overspray is not a bad thing. It helps fill in the nooks and crannies and gives us a nice even finished look. Okay, 15 minutes back on the clock, and I know it's gonna take a few minutes more. I think it took 20 minutes in this case. Back again, checking it out, feeling super smooth, and I really love the finish on this Serenity Blue chalk paint. Now that we're nice and dry, I'm going to go ahead and remove the remaining masking tape from the flowers, exposing the bare wood. You may use an acrylic scraper like I have here, your fingernails, or that X-Acto knife I had earlier. Whatever works the best for you is what you should do. This one's a little smaller, so removing the masking was a little bit more tedious than the large one you see behind. But I'm just gonna keep at it. So back with the X-Acto knife, making sure that I'm kind of pulling up all of the remaining masking tape. If you notice that any of your spray paint is smudging onto the bare wood, it could be that it just needs a little bit more time to dry. So just go ahead and put it away, walk away, do something else, and don't be too tempted to work on it before it's ready. All right, finishing up this last little bit and getting ready to look at our completed sign. Go ahead and zoom out here. You can see that we've got this beautiful blue backer, very classic looking. We can add this frame in the white as a nice little personalization feature. And then we have our little flower month hearts for the kiddos' names and their date of birth. Little corresponding flower for their birth month, super cute. I went ahead and put 3M on the back of the frame and these flowers, so when I'm ready, I can just peel and stick and put them on like a sticker, which makes assembly so much easier. I've got these 2 little loops at the top right here, and I'll go ahead and attach some chain or some string to make this a hanging sign. And there you have it. We used some spray paint, some masking tape, and we ended up with this great sign, perfect for Mother's Day or a gift. Hey friends, I hope that was helpful. I'd love it if you followed me for more. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you later. Happy making.